Hello everybody, it's me, Chef James MacInnis, and we are doing another reaction video. We're going to do another Rachael Ray video. We're going to do Can't Get Enough Mac and Cheese, Neither Can We. Mac and cheese is something that we've all eaten from the ripe old tender age of childhood through our entire lives. Some of us know it from its Kraft Blue boxes, and some of us get the best baked oven macs from our grandmas. Let's see what Rachel's going to do. Is it going to fall somewhere in between, or is it going to be as good as Grandma's? Let's find out.
I can think of no greater motivation in the world to get you guys into your kitchen than macaroni and cheese. I have come up with the easiest, foolproof macaroni and cheese sauce base recipe that you will ever make in your life, period.
She's got 4 pots on the stove. I'm not sure how easy she thinks this is going to be.
You don't have to make a roux. You don't wait for the sauce to thicken. All you do is put 1 pint of cream in a skillet with half a cup of grainy Dijon mustard. You let this come to a boil, a bubble, just like it's doing here, a low bubble, low boil. Reduce this for exactly 3 minutes. Once it's reduced for 3 minutes, you're going to throw in 3 cups of cheese. We're going to take equal amounts of yellow American and sharp cheddar. 1.5 cups of each, 3 cups total. That's our base for the basic.
Okay, before anybody says, how does she know 3 minutes works on every stove? Every direction says powers vary, times vary. How does she know exactly 3 minutes? Well, we'll just talk about water for 1 second. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, or 212 Fahrenheit, for those of you still using freedom units. What does that mean? It means water can never get above 100 degrees because it steams. It changes from water to steam. So when you have a pot of water, it doesn't matter how strong your stove is, if it reaches that boil, it's at 100 degrees. That'll be a constant. So the time it takes you to reach that 100 degrees, that'll vary based off of the power of your stove. But once you're there, you're there.
But for all of these sauces, you start with 1 pint of cream and half a cup of mustard. Simple as that. I put garlic in everything. I might have crushed a clove and thrown it in there. My husband wouldn't know who I was if I didn't come home reeking like a salami every day. All right, so we get this going together, and we're gonna cook our macaroni, or our ziti, right, straight ziti. We're gonna cook that fully for this dish because it's not going back in the oven. For every other mac and cheese here, we're gonna bake it. You cook your pasta 6 minutes, drain it, cold shock it, and let all the liquid evaporate, okay? You need to stop.
And that's the other thing, that's why pasta recipes, pasta noodles can be very specific too, like cook for 5 minutes, cook for 6 minutes. Because again, it's all about the water cannot get hotter than 100 degrees. So she's looking for a slightly undercooked noodle. Like she says, to shock it, that will basically stop it from cooking right there. Then it will allow you to bake it without it turning into mush.
The cooking process, because it's going to continue to cook when you bake the mac and cheese in the oven. So you just stir this in until it's nice and silky smooth. Yeah, you ain't getting this out of a box, kids. It tastes too good to come out of that box. It's so foolproof and so perfect. I actually made a friend of mine pat me on the back in front of the audience before we started the show, and I told him all about it. All right, then you mix in your macaroni. Look at that cheesy, gooey, insane, crazy goodness. Oh, come on. Insane. Drop the mic.
Okay, so 1 pasta down, and the other 3 are going to be quick variations on this. That was pretty simple. Yeah, she's skipping the whole roux stage by just using more cheese. When you use that much more cheese, you're letting the cheese do the thickening.
Okay, now I know you think, Rach, it's going to be really hard to top that. What the heck are you gonna do? Well, how about I take my base sauce and I put in 3 cups of English sharp cheddar. And how about I take 2 large onions, couple of slices of chopped bacon, render the bacon out, brown my onions, and then I add, a cup of stout beer, a little brown sugar, and some Worcestershire sauce. That's what we got back here.
Okay, so she's kicking this up another notch, obviously. We got some Irish dry stout, light brown sugar, and Worcestershire. So she's going to bring this to another step. This is such a short video because she's not showing you how to dice your onions or, cook down your bacon. So, I see where she's going with this, and I'm not displeased with anything so far. This looks like great quality home cooking. Hey, I hate to interrupt the video, but if you're getting any value out of this, could you please hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below.
So basically, we are now making macaroni and cheese with beer and bacon. Now, for the beer and bacon macaroni and cheese, I also baked off about 10 slices of extra bacon. I put 4 chopped in the pan to get the onions going. Then I baked extra bacon on the slotted pan so the fat falls away and it doesn't make a mess of your stove. Take that out and chop it up, and you're gonna put that in your crunchy topping. I know. And you know what else? It's completely legal. So here goes our cheese sauce with the sharp English cheddar, beer, bacon, and onions. Ridiculous. Oh, wait for it. Wait. No, you're not done. Wait.
So without the bacon, you could call it French onion soup mac and cheese because those are pretty heavily caramelized. We're using the stout beer instead of a red wine. I'd have no problem with that, and also, just in case you're wondering, bacon goes amazing on French onion soup, both in the soup and on the cheese.
Then we put our beer, bacon, and onions in the casserole. Oh, we need a crunchy topping. What did my buddy Rach come up with for that topping? How about this? How about crushed up mustard pretzels with butter, garlic, and hot sauce so they become buffalo mustard pretzels with the bacon bit?
Okay, I don't know. I was going to say she lost me, but now she's brought me back with more bacon. Definitely something worth the try, but one of my favorite is just the plain old, I love breadcrumbs on top of mac and cheese. It's one of my favorite things. It's just so yummy and basic yummy. So I'm sure this is good. Probably next level that. I'm just having a hard time picturing it. Because she's stacking and layering the same flavors with different accents along the way. So I think that's the mark of a well-composed dish.
It's with Parmigiano cheese and a little parsley. Yeah. I eat plenty of salad and kale, and I make healthy food every day of the week. But whatever. If you're gonna do it, do it. Game on. All right. I'm going to show you the ta-da at the end for each of these. The next one, how about we take sharp cheddar, 2 cups, white cheddar this time, and 1 cup of Gruyère cheese, which always makes me think of Pepe Le Pew. Remember the little skunk from Bugs Bunny?
For those of you that don't know, Gruyère is a French-style Swiss cheese. I don't know if it's a province or a region, but Gruyère is a place. It's a border place between France and Switzerland. It's right on that border there. So you have a French-made Swiss-style cheese.
Yeah. I don't know why. It always makes me think of him. And we're going to melt that into our base sauce. We're going to bring it down here and add it to shells. Why shells, Rach? Because we're making crabby macaroni and cheese. So we're adding shallots, garlic, and minced celery that I deglazed with a fat splash of sherry that's been cooled. We're adding that. We're adding tons of crab, lump crab meat that we tossed with Old Bay seasoning, of course. I'm killing you. And then we're gonna take a little bit of hot sauce, couple dashes of Tabasco, right? Mix all that together. Oh, what are we gonna do for the topping for that one? Rach? Oh, you still want more bacon? No. We're taking oyster crackers that I crushed up and tossed with more Old Bay and mixing them with tons of Parmigiano Reggiano, parsley, chives. Mix that all together.
Okay, if you're gonna go through that trouble and you're gonna use real cheeses like real Parmigiano Reggiano and not the Kraft powdery sprinkle stuff, and the time with those fancy toppings, then don't cheap out and get artificial or simulated crab meat. Get real crab meat for it. The simulated stuff is Alaskan pollock. It's a fish with it's a neutral fish. It's got no flavor, none. It's like the vodka of fish. And they will then in a factory with some chemicals and stuff make it taste like crab. So if you're going to go through the trouble of doing premium toppings, get the real crab.
It's our oyster cracker topping for our Krabby Mac. Now, what if...
And one more thing on that, crab mac and cheese, seafood mac and cheese is one of those weird combinations. A lot of people I know will say that cheese and fish doesn't go together, and I know shellfish isn't fish. But there's always something about a crab or lobster mac and cheese that is just takes those rules, sets it aside, and does what it wants anyways because it is.
We took mozzarella cheese and provolone.
Finally, she's doing something with mozzarella. Mozzarella adds that extra pull like you get with pizza. It's a different pull than with cheddar. The only cheddar-y thing you really get that pull with is grilled cheese sandwich, and that's because you're using American cheddar, which is, not real cheese. Real cheddar it's more of a break than a tear. So I always like to put a little mozzarella in things like this. It just makes it a little more fun to eat because it's a little more messier. I don't know. I like it.
Gotcha. And I mix that into my garlic mustard cream base. And then what if I put that with spinach and artichokes and turned it into spinach artichoke dip mac and cheese? What?
Okay. Yeah, I see where she's going with this. So she basically is making a cheesy bechamel. A bechamel is the generic mother sauce for white sauces in French cuisine. So she's basically cheating on a bechamel by using her dairy. I can't remember if it was milk or cream she started with, and the mustard, and reducing it, then using the cheese to get her base. So now she's got her faux bechamel. The first restaurant I worked at, we made a spinach dip. We did fettuccine alfredo at that restaurant by putting homemade garlic butter into the frying pan with 18% cream and then 2 ounces of Parmesan cheese. Brought it to a boil and then a quick 30-second reduction. Add the noodles and there you go. But that was the base Alfredo, and that's how we made our spinach dip. Was we would just make triple portions of Alfredo, add the spinach to it, and some cream cheese. Mix it up, and then we would portion those off and then heat them up at service. So that's kind of what she's doing here. She's doing basically the same idea. She's adding artichoke to it, and she's gonna make a mac and cheese from it.
This is where it's very important. You can blow it off if you want in the other two, but you got to put the garlic in this one if you're making this one. So we get our mozzarella provolone sauce with garlic down in the bowl with our orecchiette, the little ear pasta, little round pastas. Then we add in our defrosted chopped spinach, our defrosted drained chopped artichokes. Now what are we...
Personally, I'd use the canned artichokes here, but that's just me.
We're going to put on top of this one? Oh, how about I made garlic bread and then I put it in the food processor and ground it up? So, you take your spinach artichoke dip mac and you basically top it with ground up garlic bread. And add your Parmigiano and a little bit of parsley. And now let's show you what they look like.
Through the power of TV, people, let's see what she's got.
Come here, you big bad boy. Yes. Yes. Oh. And yes.
All of those look great, and I'm sure that studio is filled with ridiculous melty cheese smells. I got no problem with anything she's made here. That's one of the problems with watching Rachael Ray videos. There's not much to pick at. It's not high-end cuisine. It's not Michelin star food. It's nothing that's gonna, be careful I say this. It's nothing that's super impressive, but it's also super impressive for things that you can knock off for dinner in between picking your kids up from school and taking them to soccer practice. Now that I'm a parent, I have a whole new appreciation for this kind of quick and easy food. Like without it, like this is the backbone of what we should be eating as a society is good homemade food. I don't think we should be eating this every day because this will give you a heart attack if you eat it every day. But once a week, I think that'd be okay. Anyways, I've been Chef James, and thanks for watching.